go live.
Okay, I hit start.
I gotta join OBX.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh.
And we're live!
Oh.
And we're live!
Uh-oh.
It's a bit of an echo.
Alright, we're just waiting for Beck here, Hardbard, and Sargon to get in. And we'll get going.
Somebody's echoing the stream.
If you're streaming, make sure that you got your stream turned off. Like, if you're streaming on your phone or your computer or something, you know what I'm saying?
Of the audio on the stream on our
Yep.
side. Yeah. Becker isn't showing up.
Yeah, as soon as, just waiting on, Beck here to get in.
It's causing
Nice.
echo.
You're looking buff, Becker.
There we go!
There we go.
There we go, we got us all.
There is
Alright, so hi everyone! This is the Rose Brothers, my name's Rulin. I'll let, I'm playing Zeltra. I'll let the others, introduce themselves. Go ahead, Beck here.
Jake, I'm playing the role of Becker.
Go ahead and just go down the line. Just go down the line.
I'll
Who's
go.
next?
I'm Connor. I'm playing a character named Sargon Marduk, and I'm Zoo's best friend.
Right on, dude.
I'm Jaden, and I'm playing Huckleberry, not as in Finn. And I'm sort of an enigma.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm Lane, and I'm playing Rook.
And lastly,
Hey,
I'm
I
Scott.
am the DM.
Okay.
You know what? You know what? I might have forgotten about Scott.
that's
That's
all
all
right.
right.
Too.
Yeah,
ahead, Scott.
I'm Scott Taylor. I'm going as Harbard Fjordhart.
And I'm Trey. I am the DM, ready to torture these fine fellows here. Is everyone
Yeah.
ready to play?
Yeah, I guess we'll get
rolling.
going. Yeah, this is just we're a group of buddies who love to play D&D. Decided to throw the campaign we've built for ourselves, throw it up for your viewing enjoyment. So, yeah, join us as we venture through Terus and get into trouble, fight some bad guys, and yeah, do all sorts of fun things. If you have questions as we go through our gameplay, feel free to throw it in chat. We'll try and get that answered, but hopefully we have a compelling story that's a lot of fun. That's really what we're doing, is trying to have a lot of fun with each other. So I think if no one else says anything, I guess, yeah, Trey, take us away.
All right. Let's get started then. So all of you find yourselves approaching the gates of New Korrenna, the capital city of the Holy Order, on this world known as Terus. You have all been within the Empire's borders for some time now. You all first met each other in a small town known as Pineborough. Here you worked with a guild, closing mystical phenomenons known as cracks. These cracks cause all sorts of trouble, and they can only be closed by certain individuals known as menders. Your group's mender, known as Thorn Calwin, recently closed a special crack known as a Seeker. Instructed to head to New Korrenna, the group, along with a little myconid mushroom little guy known as Portobello, begin a new leg of your journey. So, Zoo, Becker, Rook, Harbard, and Sargon. All five of you, along with both Portobello and Thorn. After your recent encounter with a Roman Knoll band, find yourselves approaching the city walls of New Korrenna. From this distance, you see that New Korrenna is a city of monumental scale and almost like divine grandeur. Its skyline is dominated by towering cathedrals, fortress-like monasteries, and vast bridges of stone and iron. You notice that the architecture of this place is filled with flying buttresses and arches, a very gothic style, I would say. Here you find, approaching the city walls, a quite grandiose site known as the Walls of Ixiel, named after one of the gods here of this realm. You see these almost gargantuan behemoth-sized braziers on like the cornerstones of the wall, each dotting every few 100 yards or so. The walls themselves seem to stand hundreds, or about 150 feet high, which is quite gargantuan. Moving closer, the road you currently are on has been bustling for some time after you came on the main road here. There seem to be the travelers on the road are mainly merchants, traders heading to Joannis, the next major city that is directly to the west of all of you, as you're making your way east towards New Korrenna. As you begin approaching what is known locally here as the Pilgrim's Gate, which is the entrance here of New Korrenna. All of you, after a very long and arduous journey, finally see the end of your struggle. And finally, it seems that a nice warm bed may greet you. What do you all wish to do?
Hey, random question. As we pass the walls, what are they made of? Is this like, because they're white, is it white granite, limestone? What are
Roll a perception check for me.
All right.
The first roll of the
The first roll is to investigate what a rock is. What kind of rock is this?
Rock and stone, brother.
That one, it looks like wood. Weird.
It appears to be made of some type.
Oh, I didn't even check. One sec. I just rolled a straight 17. Perception plus 3, so a dirty 20.
30-20. From this distance, it's hard to tell, but from your best guess, it does seem to be a form of limestone, maybe. You were on the money with that.
Right on. I guess I'll look to Thorin. What time of day are we walking into the city?
It's approaching evening. The sun is beginning to set, so the skylight is getting a bit orange. You know, it's that classic time of night.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna turn to Thorin. Well, Thorin, would it be smart to just head to the guild to seek shelter for the night?
Well, I'm not exactly sure about that. Each guild runs independently from each other, and let's just say Eric isn't a very popular individual around these parts. Eric being the guild master of the guild that all of you are a part of from Pineborough. Ford continues. Well, I have a contact in the city that I can reach out to help us get us on our feet. But our main destination is going to be the Imperial District, the central point of the city. It's the highest point. It's hard to miss as it kind of points over to the north side of New Korrenna, where you see that the city is actually separated into different tiers. The Imperial District seems to be at the top of this hill, with a giant monolith of a structure in the center of it, reaching out towards the sky. But as it moves farther down, you see that there are almost like tiered gardens and very nice, noble residences and whatnot. And as you move farther down, it's harder and harder to see, as the walls obstruct your vision. Thorin continues and he says, well, there's a inn that I was a local of for some time. I can lead us there, and from there we can get our bearings and report what we need to report.
That sounds like a plan. I think we could all use a night's rest after this harrowing journey we've been on.
Agreed. Fighting those gnolls was no easy feat. I think we were lucky to escape with our lives.
We should also try to find a place to put the Rothe as well. Can't have a beast of burden like this coming through the entire city.
Maybe you can convince the innkeeper it's a mount.
I mean, somebody would have to lift me up there.
Yeah, we'll worry
You
about
all-
it later.
You all do notice that there do seem to be beasts of burden, different forms of oxen and horses, pulling all of these merchant carts and whatnot coming in and out of the city. So it seems like it's not an oddity to bring something like the Rothe into the city, although it is a bit bigger than the other animals, so it might draw some attention.
How far into the city is this inn of yours, Thor?
Well, it's in the lower quarters. It's probably about a 15-minute jaunt from the gate.
I guess we better head and hope they still have room for us before they close up for the night.
Agreed. Lead the way, Thorn.
All right. Anything else before we move into the city?
I think we're good.
All right. As you all begin to make your way through the Pilgrim's Gate, pushing past numerous other individuals, you do notice that the majority of individuals here do appear to be human, just like at Pineborough. It seems that the makeup of the population doesn't seem to have changed much. At this point, it does seem like Zoo, you've seen several other elves as you make your way towards the city. It seems like they are merchants of some kind or guarding merchant caravans. But besides that, no dwarves, no tritons, no other mysterious looking individuals No Kenku, Rook. You don't seem to notice any.
I'm not particularly expecting to find any, but you never know.
So, moving in through the Pilgrim's Gate, you notice that the road immediately expands into this wide, open, circular area of congregation, it seems. Although it is completely crowded tonight. You see numerous people. You see there's lots of talk. Um, a lot of people standing around looking towards a center position. And as you move through the gate and closer in, you notice that there is actually a raised kind of podium area in the center that all these people are looking towards. As you all begin to look past the crowd, some of you having more issues with that than others, depending on your height. But eventually you do notice a individual on top of this raised stand, decorated in a familiar armor. Although this individual does seem to be new to all of you. You see a heavily armored knight of some kind with a symbol embraced on the chest plate of a closed fist, which you recognize as the hand of the Pope Emperor, the leader here in the Holy Order. This member of the hand, as you may all remember, or the organization known as the Hand, closely serve the Pope Emperor and distribute justice in his name. You all met 3 of them back in Pineborough during one of your many encounters. And although not hostile towards you, it did seem like they were in a bit of a rush. And one of them even seemed to know your guild master. This individual here is none of the 3 that you met before. This appears to be a middle-aged man, probably in his late 40s, if you can guess. Long auburn beard with a shaved head. Appears to be having a damaged eye of some kind. You can kind of just see like the pearly white of it, even from back where you're all standing. And he appears to have a headsman's axe in his hand. And as you all begin to kind of digest this information, you notice that there is a man kneeling down, head and neck displayed towards this member of the guard. Apparently, this is a public execution of some kind. Could you all give me perception checks to see if you can make out any of the... because this individual does seem to be speaking, but there is a lot of noise in this area, especially since it is the... it's right at the entranceway of the city, right? This is meant to be public.
Yeah, Sargon got a 4, so
Okay.
he's just taking it all in.
So you got a nat 1, it turns into a 4.
Oh God.
Hey, the 4 bros.
I don't think Zoo's ever seen a public execution. You know, growing up where in Dara, where the elves are at, that's not something that elves would do. They wouldn't do public execution. So this is something I have never seen before.
It's that meme where the guy's at the hang noose and he looks over and he's like, first time?
First time.
Yeah, this is Zoo's first time, you know, and he's been around for a while, but never. Yeah, this isn't something he's seen.
Harbard rolled 21.
Okay.
Becker rolled an 18.
And you got a 13, right, Rook?
Right.
All right. I just noticed that someone called me a Lorax and pedo in the chat, so that was cool.
Oh no!
Hey,
At least you got
that's-
acknowledged.
Dude, I will say, I think they're pretty accurate. I think they got us.
Dude.
Jigs cried.
I started cracking up so hard. Dang.
It's actually 105 is my max thing.
Oh man.
All right. Let's see here. So, this individual.
Can anybody tell me what's going on? I can't see from here.
Shall I describe it to you? Would you like me to find you a box?
God damn it. All right, that was pretty cool. Okay, so it's a little spotty. Some of you hear more than others, but as you all begin to tune in, you kind of get to the point where you start hearing him say, "And this new heretical movement, this forsaken creed, is a disease that must be wiped. This man claims innocence, but we know the truth. We know what these scum have done. The assassination attempts on the Pope Emperor. This is one last call to you, my people. Report any activity you find of this group. Or, well, this might be your fate." As he lifts up the executioner's axe, and without even pausing, brings it down with a swift fierceness that cuts through this man's neck. And what appears to be, as you look closer, this individual looks to be like a beggar of some kind. He's wearing scraps of clothing, is dirty, has unkept hair, and is just silently accepting of his fate as the headsman axe comes down and the head rolls into the nearby basket.
As that happens, I just want to reach down and cover Portobello's eyes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Why are you holding my eyes?
Harbard's gonna kind of reach up and tap one of the onlookers citizens.
Excuse me, sir. Can you tell us why this man was executed?
He must be doing the city. There's been a bit of a surge of Forsaken worshippers in the lower parts here. The Hand has done a great service in protecting us from these individuals. As any you look, and he definitely looks like he is speaking rather facetiously here. He goes on to say, any signs or news of activity is immediately reported. And it seems like many have taken this opportunity to get rid of rivals by claiming that they are a part of this organization of some kind. But, well, it's has to be done, right? There are evil people in this city. They have attempted the Emperor Pope's life numerous times. It cannot be helped if innocents are killed in the crossfire.
Oof.
Are there any specific signs that we need to be looking out for that they've mentioned?
Are you asking the guy that
Yeah.
hard-barred? Well, seems like these individuals, these seem to be calling themselves the Forsaken Creed. They currently reside in the lower city and the port districts. I would just try not to travel alone at any point. Seem to be picking off nobles and menders. So keep a blade handy.
Thank you for the warning, sir. We shall take that to heart.
I'm gonna step back to the group.
Well, that doesn't quite bode well if cults of the Forsaken are popping up in New Korrenna.
Did you say that the
Evil
man that
within
was
and evil
executed-
without.
Sorry. Did you say that the man that was executed looked like he was homeless?
Yeah. Or at the very least, looked and acted the part. You know, didn't seem to be resisting in any way. Ford approaches all of you, kind of pushing his way through the crowd. Definitely worse for wear than he was before. Even beginning your journey from Pine Burrow to here, he struggled to walk and required to be on horseback, but is now just barely hobbling around. And as he approaches, he says, I heard that the Imperial District has been closed until further notice, which is going to complicate things. We'll have to secure a way in, if possible.
Have any ideas how we might do that?
I know some people, but first I think we should head to the inn and get some shut-eye. It's been a long day.
All right,
Right.
lead the way.
Alright.
And hurry before this axeman gets the inkling for another head.
Whose head would he be looking for? Certainly not on any of us.
So, as you all begin traveling through the city, heading east farther into the lower district and not towards the noble district, which is to your north, you head farther east into the city. From there, the roads begin to get more cramped. The smell begins to get worse. It seems like further away from the entryway and from the roads heading to the market districts and the shops, farther away from that you go and in towards the residential area, the less care is put into cleaning and preserving the order of the street, so to say. There are the cobblestone road gets a bit more uneven as you begin walking down it, and the smell is just god awful. However, winding down this road, Thorin on the horse kind of gestures farther down the road and says, "Oh, thank the gods we're here. It's been a long time." And he actually has a genuine smile on his face as he points towards a road sign right outside a inn of some sorts that says the Spit and Swallow Inn.
Oh god.
On the sign, there is there's a bit of filigree and an image of a swallow on a spit roast.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sargon's type of place.
I'm scared. Yeah, that is not a terror bird, is it?
Much smaller.
Oh, I think it's much too small for that.
They come in all sizes.
Sargon just scared of birds. He always stands on the opposite side of Rook.
Never actually like physically interacts with him.
Always looks the opposite direction when you're talking to him, like never makes eye contact.
He looks into his journal at the picture he drew of Rook and talks to that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Even when they're talking directly at him.
Classic.
Right.
No, Rook's probably my second best friend.
Yeah.
It's like best friend.
I think Rook's everybody's best friend.
He is not Zoo's best friend.
Oh,
He's not. Yeah.
second best friend then.
Everybody's number 2. Thorn, will you be welcome back with open arms, or do we need to disguise you before we go into the Spit and Swallow here?
Well, I mean, here I'm welcome, I think. But, I didn't exactly leave here on great terms, so maybe we keep my face concealed, at least outside of the inn here, and as we move towards the nicer areas.
It's true.
This place has nicer areas.
Well, it's not all shit and rainbows, but it's all right. It's home.
Hardbart, I'd assume you'll take care of the Rothe.
Yes, I can see to its housing. Just I'm gonna look around. Is there even a place around the inn that I might even be able to store up the Rothe for the night?
Roll a perception check for me.
Brother, making me roll for this.
Shit, it's hard to
It's
see.
gonna be a 13.
13.
Jumping up.
As you look around, you do see the tail end of a ox around the corner, and as you kind of move around like this cornerstone here, you see it appears to be like a shitty little stable of some kind. There are numerous stable hands taking care of around half a dozen horses, it seems. Um, and as you begin walking that way with the Rothe, which is quite a bit larger, some of the stable hands catch your eye and begin moving towards you. So to stable the Rothe, it is going to be it's going to be 5 copper a night.
Okay.
Is the rate you're given.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go ahead. I'll pay the 5 copper, or
You
Nah.
hear a you hear
I'll
a
pay it for
snort.
the night.
You hear a snort behind you, and your hair just ruffles against the side of your head as you turn around and see the horse that Thorn was riding, just staring right at you, just head right next to you.
I forgot about this one as well. Looks like it will be 10 copper, my friend.
All right, so you're paying the 10 copper.
Yeah.
We have a question of what species is everyone. Everyone, I want to just go through and
That's
say what
good.
you are.
Yeah. I forgot to do that. So yeah, Zoo is a high elf sorcerer. Go down the line again.
Becker appears to be, much of his facial features are concealed, appears to be just a human man.
That's all he's giving you for now, kiddos.
Rook is a Kenku, and unlike most D&D settings, Kenku in the World of Terus they're like crow people, crow bird people, but they are all very tall and very spindly and gangly and thin. So Rook's like 6'8", very skinny, bird crow guy.
I have not imagined you 6'8". That's actually huge.
Yeah.
He might be mistaken for a terror bird by Sargon.
It was really funny when we first did a little mini session. Harbard, who was a dwarf, called Rook Little One, because we didn't realize how big Rook was.
It's perfect. Most of the time, Kenku are little short and stout fellas, but in this setting, they're super tall and super spindly.
Scott, you're up.
Yeah, so like I said, Harbard's a dwarf. He's on the short stack side. He's much older than all of the others. Well into his 450 years old. Hair's going gray, but still has specks of red and stuff in it. He's been around the block once or twice.
Okay.
What class are you?
I am a rune knight. It's a subclass of fighter.
Cool. And the Sargon, like Becker, appears to be human. However, mine's not a secret. He's actually an Earth Genasi, and that's going to be something that comes up a little bit later. But right now, he's got both his arms wrapped up in really poorly done mummy wraps, trying to hide his arms. But his face looks like a human, and he's from the desert, so he's got a little tan. And I imagine he looks like a really characterized version of like an Alexander the Great, or like your generic Greek statue, because he's gonna be a rock man one day, but no one knows that. And so your kids are gonna love that, but you're not ready for it yet. He's just and he's a Psi warrior. The group just kind of figured that out. It's kind of something you keep on the down low. So, Sargon messes around with some psionics and stuff. And should pop up organically as the story goes on.
I guess I forgot. Rook is Rook is a Twilight Domain cleric. He's a priest of
Yeah.
many different shades.
And
also-
and Becker is a ranger.
And I'll have a better picture for Sargon, probably next session going forward. This was just a badass placeholder.
Yeah, such in ruins.
Yep.
Session, really.
Yep, everybody just stop watching now. All right, we'll see
I
you
put a
guys.
support ticket in. IT never fixed it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Huckleberry, you
Alright.
said you're a human. You want to tell us? I guess we haven't met.
Well, we haven't met
here
yet.
yet.
We haven't met
That's fair.
Huckleberry
That's
yet.
fair. We're gonna
getting-
learn about
I was kind of
We're
hoping
getting
on
to
the
that.
chopping block.
Who the
How-
hell is Huckleberry?
How dare you assume my race?
They said human.
It's actually fair because we got 2 humans that aren't humans. So
Yeah.
Or are they? What? Are they?
What?
What?
You're also too new. You'll find that out later.
Yeah, Sargon's also from the desert, so I try to talk funny. It's pretty badly done, but it's just for fun. So get over it. And the
disclaimer out early.
yeah, disclaimers out. It's what the great Don Cheadle says in Radio 2. I mean, Iron Man 2. He says, we're here, we're doing it. It is what it is.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite quote.
Did you know Don Cheadle passed away?
Stop. You heard it here first.
We're fake news outlet.
Dude, just like Blackjack's sister.
Did we
Breaking.
buy
no,
Infowars?
didn't
What's going
Mr.
on here?
Sheely pass away too, Jay?
Oh, don't dox us like that.
That's
bro.
news to me.
I don't know.
It's the same fiery crash that took out Jack Black's sister.
No.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll put away the animals and I'll meet back up with the others. I'm assuming they head into the inn.
We've
Yeah.
been in the end, bro.
So as you all enter,
I'm late.
as you all enter, you notice immediately the darkly lit interior shadows broadcast themselves across the tables. This seems to be a pretty seedy place, but it is packed to the brim. There are numerous patrons in here getting their fill of ale. It's not unruly in here, but it's getting to that point. There's a tipping edge, and it's getting there. As you all enter, you notice a barkeep with numerous helping staff moving back and forth, delivering drinks, and near the back, you do notice a bit of a commotion. Not a commotion, but just a raised voice. And as you begin to kind of make your way towards the middle of this inn, you see what appears to be an individual standing at a table talking to the individuals who are playing some form of dice game, liar's dice, maybe, as you're getting a closer look. And Jaden, do you want to describe yourself?
Yeah. So, Huckleberry, am I playing Liar's Dice as well, or am I
It's up to you.
doing something else?
It's up to you. I assumed you were finding individuals to sell your product to.
Okay, so the party sees human dressed in pretty nice clothes, but from what little you guys may have been around in the underworld, you recognize that they're fine clothes, but he's probably gang related, and he is trying. You can tell that he's trying to pawn something off on the players that he's playing with, and there's been a crowd that has formed to watch the liar's dice, but also to listen to what he is trying to peddle. Liar's bar. He has a pair of nunchucks strapped to his belt, and he has a cape over his left shoulder, and his hair is gelled and like done more perfectly than anyone else in the bar. Like the level of hygiene, he's very out of place as far as level of hygiene in this establishment.
Bro, I hate to ruin your moment, but I just watched Napoleon Dynamite this
Yeah.
weekend. He talks about he's like, chicks only want guys with nunchuck skills.
That's the main reason Huckleberry got into nunchucks. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh no.
But you can hear him speaking pretty loudly about how you can get dating advice, you can get fighting advice. Occasionally, you can learn a spell, and the latest news and gossip in Hollister and the surrounding area.
Right. Does it look like anybody is paying any to this fella, or is everyone just kind of ignoring him?
Let's see. I guess.
You know what? Jaden, roll a charisma check for me.
Okay. 7.
7. There's a couple of people listening. Most people are too drunk or are just too into their cups to notice, but there do seem to be a couple of people standing around the table, as well as the individuals at the table with Huckleberry himself seem to be listening in on his spiel.
Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
As you all get closer, you see overturned cups revealed, showing numerous dice under each person's cup. There are loud groans from the 3 individuals who all kind of look towards each other, and one of them speaks up, looking at Huckleberry, and says, "All right, you've won this hand. We'll sign up for your subscription. But
Go ahead.
this better be worth it."
Huckleberry like looks away from the table and he's like, and he pulls a ledger out of his lap and opens up to a new page, and you guys can see probably already 100 signatures on this page, and hands over the pen. And how many guys do I get to sign up? DM?
3. There were 3 other individuals at the table.
Okay. And so as they're signing into this ledger, the words start glowing red for a little bit and then dissipate. The redness dissipates and it goes into normal writing. And so right away I go to the back of the book and tear out 3 pages, and as I hand these 3 pages that were blank, they now become they look like a page of a newspaper, like a very old-timey newspaper. And from what you can just see from a distance, it looks like a regular tabloid. But well, that concludes our business here, gentlemen. I'll be back here same time tomorrow if you fancy another game.
They all begrudgingly take the pieces of parchment and kind of roll their eyes and kind of all saunter off to the back corner of the inn to nurture their hurt egos. But Huckleberry, you do notice a what appears to be a group of exotic and well-equipped adventurers making your way towards the stable.
Gentlemen, you look like you've been around the block a time or two, but do you know what's going on the block back in Hollister?
I'm afraid not. I've never been to Hollister.
I haven't been to Hollister for, probably 300 years now.
Well,
I've
fellas,
never heard of it.
let me catch you up to speed, fellas. Or better yet, let the Hollister Herald get you there. You see, for a one-time purchase of 1 gold, you'll receive a lifetime of content, daily combat tips, daily dating tips, weekly spell gossip from the best mages, fighters, and reporters back in Hollister. And all you have to do is just hand over 1 gold piece and sign right here.
Do you like that deal, Zoo? I like that deal.
It's
think
a
about
kind
it.
offer, youngin, but I think I shall pass.
Hardbard, is that because you do not know how to read?
No, I've spent plenty of time reading. It's, as time goes on, you care less and less of what else is going on, and you just kind of go about your day. With the here and now.
Could we have ourselves a bit of a sample before we buy into this?
Yeah, you take a peek at mine, and I'll hand him my own personal copy.
Run!
Yeah.
Hey, Zoo, roll a perception check for me.
Yeah. Oh man, that's only a 9.
Man, we rolling good tonight, fellas. Damn.
Mhm.
Speak for yourselves, Harbard's been rolling well.
You just jinxed it.
Did we
We'll
all
see.
notice the glowing text of the signatures, or was that?
I'm gonna guess. I mean, I guess I don't want to speak for DM, but I think we are probably too far to see that.
Yeah, you were still a bit too far to notice that.
What is on this paper, by the way, that I am looking at?
It tells the weather back in Hollister. It tells the latest gossip with the Hollister royal family, which is very minimal because they don't get out much. It gives the over and under on the latest horse races in Hollister, which it's pretty common knowledge that those are fixed anyways, but it gives you tips on who to bet on. It gives some underground boxing match, cage fighting results, and then there's a section of combat tips, there's a section of dating tips, and then there's like a very small section of women that you can call on, and then there's a ginormous advertisement for the Cinnamon Lion.
Okay.
Nice.
Is it only women you can call on?
There's a very ambiguous person. Is I guess if you read, his name would be Pat. Its name would be Pat.
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 Yes, very attractive.
No, if you see here, this combat trick is wrong. If you were to swing a sword like that, your opponent would very easily be able to get around you and disarm you. Who did you say writes these tips again?
The editors, and with just 1 gold coin for a lifetime, you could disprove all of these.
The thing about that, Hardbud, is you're thinking of dwarven fighting. Those of normal stature, I think, is what this is pertaining to. Dwarven
kinda
fighting is
feel-
going to be quite different.
I kind of feel like swinging a sword is a universal thing, but then again, what what do I know for 400 and something years old?
I don't know if their goal here, Harbord, is to be accurate in their information, just kind of getting it out there.
Well, then that just seems like
Hearsay.
false advertising.
Some of it might be true, some of it might be
Fair enough.
exaggerated.
Isn't Hollister the place where the noble families are all inbred?
Or is that
Man.
hearsay too?
They do bake a lot of bread in Hollister, I tell you what. But beautiful city. If you haven't been, you gotta visit.
It has
By the
been
way,
some years since I was in Hollister.
You guys are asking all these questions about me. Where did you just come in from?
We have traveled north from Pineborough. We were there. It's where our small group came together. We all found ourselves in Pineborough for various different reasons, but we ended up finding, I guess, in the need of some coin. We grouped up and did some works for the guild, sealed a few cracks down south, and, well, found out we were needed to come north. And so that is what we're doing.
Well, I'll be flat honest with you. You know, I never got your name.
My name is Zoo Seltra.
Well, Zoo, how long are you planning to be in Korrenna here?
I look at the group. That is yet to be determined.
Well, fellas, it looks like this is a democracy. I've sold just about all the subscriptions I'm going to sell here in New Korrenna. Aside from doing more party tricks or winning more dice games, which I'm not a fan of. You see, I know it sounds like I'm a blabbermouth, but I like to let my nunchucks do the talking. And when they run out of words, well, my fists have a couple things to say. So, if you don't mind, how about if you could use some extra muscle to close those scars or gaps or whatever you call it. I'll be flat honest, I've never been out of Hollister until about 4 days ago. But I'd like to see the world, and if you don't mind, I'd like to make sure you guys stay alive out there.
DM question. How long does it take to get from Hollister to New Korrenna?
4 days sounds right if he
Okay.
took a boat, a rather fast boat. But
He seems like the guy that could swindle one in.
it's
Hell of a
I'll give you a
it's
seven.
pushing it. It's pushing the timetable for sure. But
I'll
given
believe it.
that, given that execution we just saw outside, maybe having a few extra hands around here might come in handy while we're in town.
I certainly have a few. If we bring him on, I certainly have a few questions regarding Hollister and the Loveland quagmire.
We end up fighting a lot of monsters. Do you have any experience in that regard?
Define monster.
Like Harbard but hairy?
Oh, okay.
More hairy.
Bigger claws?
Trolls,
Trolls,
Yeah, I mean,
gnolls,
gnolls,
And
found in holes.
giant demonic boars, giant demonic goats.
Trees made out of mushrooms.
You know, I've scrapped
Giant
with
demonic boar
corrupted
goats?
dryads.
Trees! Trees! The trees come alive here.
They do.
Yeah, I feel like I could beat the shit out of a tree, so count me in.
You'd be surprised.
What Sargon thought too.
I thought the same thing.
Now, why are you in New Korrenna?
Just had to hit the road, Zoo. It was time to get out of Hollister.
But I've been to Hollister. It is quite the amazing city. It's quite self-sufficient. It has everything a person would need.
You ever been to the
I've
Cinnamon
not
Lion
known-
Zoo?
I have not.
Then there's parts of the
And
city
when
you
I've gone
haven't
there, I
seen.
spent most of my time in the merchant district.
Yeah, there's parts of the city you haven't seen, Elf. So, hey, you know what? Maybe these are things we can learn about each other's as we go.
There.
I like that. The only thing I know about Hollister is that I'm supposed to avoid the cinnamon lion at all
Yeah.
costs.
The Hollister I remember is definitely not the one you're describing, but all right.
So am I the only one who never heard of Hollister?
Sargon, that's where we were heading on our last trade route.
I thought we were going to Trevelyan.
That's where we ended up. But our first stop was Hollister.
I have heard of Hollister, yes. Stu's right.
Well, fellas, what brings you to the spit roast? You looking for a place to stay?
Seeking shelter after a long journey. That is all.
Well, I tells you what, I got a room, so it can get a little cozy in there, but you're more than welcome to hop in with me.
You think you can
I
fit us
don't
all
see
in
why
one
not.
room?
I don't know, that's a big bird, but yeah, I bet so. You can make a nest in the corner or something. I never got your
figure it out.
name, Birdman.
I'm Rook. It's good to meet you, Huckleberry. I can't help but notice you have no mention of any of the gods in your paper here. Have you thought about adding like an article, maybe Unadin's unbelievable utilities, something like Dowhouse's daily tips, something like that. Just stick that in your paper.
You know, Rook, those are some really interesting thoughts, and I'm gonna push that up to the editor, okay?
Oh.
What about the section where people can draw pictures?
Yeah, you see, that's not really how printing works. We don't really have pictures.
Perhaps maybe like a section where you can it's like a bunch of letters and you can draw and like find them in the scramble.
I don't need those anymore.
Yeah, these are all great idea, guys, and I feel like I can probably send that back in my next report. You know what? You guys are such good ideas. Why not seal the deal? I see 5 guys. I see 5 signatures. Let's get this done, huh?
Now, what I don't get is why a Hollister paper, why people in New Korrenna would be buying a paper that is from Hollister for Hollister.
Zoo, let's make this
Have
easy.
you even...
Let's make this easy. You've been to Hollister, right?
I have.
You've been to Korrenna, right?
This is my first time here, but yes.
Well, which town do you think's got more going on? Which town do you think is more live, more interesting?
Well, that is my question. Hollister would have more than enough people to fill your... I would imagine to sell for papers. Why would you need to come south?
So these people can hear the good word, Zoo. There's big things going on in Hollister, buddy. And hey, I meant buddy like in an actual friend way, not in a demeaning talking down to you way, all right?
All right, listen here, pal.
Good guy.
To be honest, I had no interest in signing this deal, but you are starting to sell me on it.
Yeah, Rook, you ever I don't know. If you I know you look like a holy man, holy bird and all, but if you ever were looking
Right.
for a bird lady of your own someday, there's some valuable lessons you could learn in here. Fill your nest with eggs or whatever you guys do.
Do not talk about nests and birds and eggs in front of me.
Rook just cocks his head. He looks like he's thinking really hard about this. Tell you what, I'll sign it if somebody else signs it first.
Now, hang on a minute. Are we given a gold coin each? Because if we're all together, we really only need one paper, one subscription.
Yeah, man, that kind of goes against like the spirit of it, though, right?
The terms of service.
Right.
So,
The spirit of commerce.
The terms of service.
say, Becker, right? I think I caught your name.
Yeah, that's
What if you're
correct.
doing the deed out in the woods and someone else was also doing the deed, but you wanted to say entertained? while you were relieving yourself. You're probably gonna be really happy you had your own copy of the Hollister Herald, right?
Put it up about. Yeah, that's a fair point, I suppose.
Or you're a hunter.
That's with her.
You're a hunter, right? So say you're hunting something, you're up in a tree, or I've never hunted, so I don't know what the hell hunters do, but and maybe you get bored, and it'd be a really good time to catch up on the latest tea, you know.
Are you the one that puts these tips in, or is it just your connections back in Hollister?
Oh, you know, here and there I send back what I learn, but yeah.
Is there anything in here right now that's yours?
Specifically or broadly, no.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be flat honest, I've spent like the last 15 years mainly swinging these nunchucks, but I would like to get back to flexing my journalism skills, so.
I suppose hang around us long enough, you could take some notes on our combat styles.
Yeah, you seem like a very diverse group of fellas.
Aye.
Now,
My friends here,
Huckleberry,
they find diverse ways to get knocked down.
Yes.
Hey, brother. If I had to choose between getting knocked up and knocked down, I'd way rather choose getting knocked down, man.
It is a subjective choice.
Is Thorin still hanging around?
You saw him head towards the innkeeper, and since then you haven't seen him.
Probably getting drunk.
Yo, does this mushroom like talk, or is he just gonna keep staring at me?
You all finally notice Portobello, who is directly at Huckleberry's leg, kind of just like his hand is like his gloved mitten hand is kind of just hovering slightly off of the leg, like he wants to touch Huckleberry, but he's not allowing himself to. And Zoo, you notice in his other oven mitt hand is a pouch, your pouch of money. And he seems to have snuck off of you, and you see him reach into it, and he says, "Hi,
Hey, little
I'm
buddy.
Portobello. You seem really cool, and I want what you got."
That-
he dumps like 8 or 9 gold
Hang
onto
on.
the table.
Hang on, does Huckleberry understand?
Yeah, Huckleberry, do you speak Sylvan as a language?
Man, I don't know what the hell you just said, little buddy, but let me get you signed up.
Just
Yeah, so-
and then
so
dropping
you-
coins on the ground.
So you just hear what appears to be like bird coos coming from this little mushroom man as he drops coins onto the table.
I'm gonna hand him the ledger and the pin.
Okay.
Should we do something about Portobello?
Can Portobello even write?
yeah, you're right.
He's got like a mitt hand. What is he doing? Just holding it like this?
He looks back over to Yuzu and he's like, what am I supposed to do, Zoo?
What am I signing?
So I'm going to, I reach into the hat and I pull out a frog. Here, Portobello, why don't you trade me this frog for that pen?
Roll a persuasion check.
He
Portobello
really
didn't-
wants that paper, bro.
Portobello did not read the terms and conditions.
That's a 23.
All right, he like flings it at you and comes running towards you. His little stubby legs.
I'll walk out. I'll have the pen. I'll walk over. I'll gather my coins in my pouch because I'm assuming you dropped that too, and I'll hand Huckleberry his quill back. Now, Huckleberry, how exactly do we get the paper even from you?
Well, you see, Zoo, after you sign, I'm gonna tear out a page from the back of this magical ledger, and this page is yours for eternity. It's pretty well indestructible, and every day at 2 in the morning, it updates to the newest edition of the Hollister Herald.
Would you, I understand it's your property, but could I examine that book?
For 1 gold coin, brother. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna put like my hand on my chin and think about it. I want to cast detect magic. I want to see if he's actually has a magic book, or if he's just ripping blank sheets out of this book and handing people paper. Hey, this is gonna be a newspaper. If you can buy it. He's just selling people a sheet of paper for a gold. So yeah, I'm casting detect magic.
Okay. After the spell resolves, you immediately the area around you, certain things begin to glow. You see your traveling companions. Some of them have glowing pieces of gear or other assortment items on them that you sense magic from. You do get a sense of magic from this ledger. A rather powerful magical aura from it, even.
Okay.
It seems pretty legit.
Is there anything else like in and around the table that is magical?
Besides your friends and Portobello, no.
Is it now? Are we signing the book, or is it a different sheet of paper?
You're signing the book, Zoo. And I
Okay,
know
so he's signing the book.
you're curious about the magical properties of this book. And if I had to describe them, I would describe them as legendary.
Oh man.
Oh man.
And if you think that I'm trying to con you into something, I had an old lady tell me once that I was neutrally a good person. Okay. And so that means that for the most part I'm good, but I don't get too carried away with things.
All right, he's sold me. Give me the. I'll sign. I'll give him a coin.
All
right. Right here,
Rook
Becker.
wipes his brow because he was about to do it, and he's glad somebody else bit the bullet.
I'm gonna.
No, I didn't. Hey, I didn't sign yet. I didn't sign yet, bro.
I'll do it. I appreciate the spirit of commerce.
You know, I appreciate you, man.
So I guess yeah, I'll hand the. I guess I handed the quill back to Huckleberry. So I'll step back. I'll step back and let Beck here forward.
All right, where am I signing?
Right here, Becker. Thanks. You know, your business is appreciated, and I think it says a lot about you that you paved the way for your group doing things like this.
Foreshadowing.
This guy's good.
You're a hell of a salesman, Huckleberry. I'll give you that.
You know, my dad taught me.
Sargon will kind of look around. Does anybody have a gold coin I could borrow?
I saw that mushroom had a bunch.
So Beck here, you sign it, right?
Yeah.
Does it do the whole glowy thing?
Does it do a glowy thing when I sign it?
That's up to you, Jaden. How do you want this?
Oh yeah, it glows for a couple seconds and then it goes away. It's just like, yeah, man, it just glows. It's like it's sending back home that you signed the paper. That's really all I know.
Now, is this book here like a standard issue for like all the Hollister Herald employees?
I'm gonna be flat honest with you, Becker. That's kind of above my pay grade.
When did you get hired by them?
I've kind of always worked for this organization, man.
Like you were born into it?
One could say.
What was your father's name?
You know, you're gonna find this hard to believe, but my dad was also called Huckleberry.
So you're a junior then?
I actually go by HB, but to remember my dad lately, I've been just having people call me Huckleberry. Call me Huck. Call me HB.
All right.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. You see, my dad actually had a newspaper back in the day, but that's kind of like a different story than this story. I'm just familiar with newspapers. I think that's why I got this job.
Nice. Was it on the up and up?
Are we talking
Yo,
about my dad?
Boondocks.
Are we talking about my dad's newspaper?
I mean, was there some type of hostile takeover of your dad's newspaper?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was like 10 or 12, and then Dad sold it, and you know, we moved out. I think he was just tired of being rich and stuff. I don't know. But yeah,
Would
we
you
moved
say-
into this really shitty house, and Dad started working in the farm, and yeah, he actually got kicked in the head by a horse. So
Oh, sweet. He's gone. He's dead.
yeah, so is my mom. My mom got sick, and I tried working, but I couldn't afford the medicine. God, man, can we talk about something else? Like,
Well, just one more question.
Surely there's a better
Jesus.
conversation we can have.
Before you left,
We just
hang on,
met this poor man.
hang on. Before you left, are you sure they didn't just burn it down for insurance purposes?
damn,
God.
no, man. my my
The soul
my,
of Cinder.
my dad. That was like a long time ago, dude, and I don't think my dad fucking died on purpose. So, no,
No, not the horse kicking part.
I don't know, man. I was fucking 12. Okay, now are we playing 20 questions, or are we at a bar?
That's what you do at a bar. You
incredibly
ask a lot of
bad.
questions.
Hey, you know what,
That's
dude?
just a.
You bought the paper. I owe you those questions. So, I'm gonna take a couple steps back, and I apologize for getting upset. I just haven't really talked about that stuff in a while. Okay, so sorry, Becker.
I apologize for getting a bit deep
But,
there. Just it's good to air out some things that are bothering you.
I just
suppress.
kind of like pictured us having this conversation like a little later on is all, you know.
About 8 sessions from now. Give or take.
Oh man.
Sorry, I really like to get to know the people that I'm adventuring with before I start adventuring with them. I don't want to end up with a dagger in the back.
Yeah, well, you can fill me
He
up.
was
I don't
just
got
to
a
tell us
dagger.
about his own past.
That's all I got.
You bring up a very good point, Huckleberry. We are in fact in a bar. If you would care, I'd be more than happy to give you some of this Endarian stout that I have. I'll pull out my alchemic jug, and I'll pour. If there's a glass on the table, I'll pour him a glass of this Endarian stout or Endarian ale,
Man, Zoo,
which
I
is
appreciate
out
it.
with. Yeah.
I appreciate it, and I know I just got upset for Becker bringing it up, but I actually haven't drank since my dad died, so I'm
So
gonna have to pass.
You said you're 12. You're
Awkward.
12.
Yeah, dude.
Quite impressive.
Life in
Yeah.
Hollister is hard. Okay.
Well, the only like potable thing to drink in the stack was alcohol. It had been distilled. The water was way more dangerous than anything you could drink, man. So, yeah. Damn,
Well-
guys. Does anyone have like a napkin? I'm like got tears, dude. Shit.
Rook will hand over a little handkerchief.
Yo, thanks. Rook.
I'll pass the cup of ale to Hardbard.
But like, don't
Thank
get me
you,
wrong.
Zoo.
Don't act like I don't appreciate it, Zoo.
And then I'll hand him the glass, and then I also pass him my jug so he can just fill his cup as he wants. You have 4 gallons of ale you can drink.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a light snack for me. Yeah. Harbard will just start drinking ale. And before you know it, he's already like 4 cups deep.
Oh, he's already putting up a
Chugging.
putting up a tab.
Rook will hand over a gold coin to Huckle. I feel bad. I'll sign your book.
You know, whether it's out of pity or sincere curiosity, I'll take your money either way, Birdman.
I wouldn't mind knowing more about Hollister, but I'm not sure I ever want to go there. Maybe your paper will change my mind.
Well, I tell you what, if you ever want to visit, here's the address to the Cinnamon Lion. I'm sure we'll be together anyways if we're there, so I know that's redundant. And the address the address is on every single copy of the Herald too, so.
All right.
Yeah, it's an establishment. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah. I've been told to avoid that place at all costs. That's the only thing I know about Hollister, is that's a den of depravity, but you make it sound pretty good.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your disposition or something like that, right?
Yeah. Rook will sign his name in the book.
So you guys have been adventuring, I suppose. What's your next adventure from here?
Survive the
Well-
city, I think.
That is true. We're also here to, we escorted a mender here to New Korrenna, and we were thinking about sticking with him and helping him out as needed, and, well, I think from that point, depending on what happens with him, I don't think we really have a plan.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess I don't know what a mender is, but you know what? I'm gonna stay in my lane and let you guys. And yeah, I've done enough talking. Right? I answered.
Yeah.
I feel like I answered all the questions. I feel like we all know each other a little better. So Harbard, that's what they called you, Harbard. And then Sandman, I guess I never really got to shake your hand. How about like a fist bump?
This works for me.
All
I
right,
just put a fucking deck. I want to punch you right in the hand.
man.
You're a bro, right? We have like
Yeah. Do we have a bro fist bump moment?
epic punch.
Okay.
Breaks his hand.
Do we roll against each other for that?
Oh no, I mean like a
Yeah, can we roll? Hey, can we have a
Just
roll
a fist
performance checks to see how epic it actually was?
You know what? Yeah, both of you roll performance checks.
Good.
One was gonna roll a.
I got an 18.
Damn.
Oh damn.
So Sargon looks way cooler doing
Damn.
it.
Yeah, it just really. Yeah, Huckleberry can't hide how much it hurts because he just punched a rock. He just-
Damn,
Zulu uses
dude.
a little magic to like flutter Sargon's cloak so it like bellows a little bit when they connect.
it's an ascot, bro. And I got it
Ascot.
in Pineborough.
I've scrapped with a lot of fellas, Sargon, but that's some thick skin you got there.
This is how they make it in the desert.
Yeah, dessert. Man, Cinnamon Lion has some fucking good dessert, man. Mostly cinnamon
is this?
stuff.
What is cinnamon?
It's like
And
a spice.
why is it not telling the truth?
Shit, man. I'm not intellectual enough to answer that question, brother.
Rook is. I'll ask him later.
Hey, Rook,
Aye.
what's does cinnamon not tell the truth or something?
You said the cinnamon's lying. Why is it
Oh,
not telling the
damn.
truth?
Okay, I think we got lost in communication. Yeah, no. It's the cinnamon lion like a cat, kind of like how Rook's like a bird. The lion's like a cat.
I see.
I
So-
don't think I've ever heard of a lion before, and I've heard of many animals.
Yeah, I've just seen pictures of it. I'll be flat honest, I've never seen one myself. But damn, Sargon, that was good. Look, we have this thing called open tabletop where guys come and crack jokes. Maybe when we're in Hollister, you can take the stage sometime.
I did
Improv
not know I was
stand-up
being
in
funny.
improv.
I like that.
I have a feeling I'll
just write
follow you
that
wherever
down.
you take me, Huck.
I have a feeling I'm following you guys because I'm a flat honest, Sargon. I'm fucking lost.
Ah. We are all lost.
How
are we
much
not?
has Huckleberry had to drink?
Oh,
He said he's sober.
Dude,
yeah, I'm sober.
he is drunk on depression right now from reliving everything.
I must say, Huck, I was once as sad as you are now.
Man, I don't know where you picking up these sad emotions. Like, yeah, Becker put me through some tough stuff, but I'm good. I'm ready to fly. Not like Rook can probably fly, but like, I'm ready to get out of here, man.
Yeah, the last
Can
time
you
I told
fly, Rook?
myself I was good, we sank to the bottom of the ocean.
What?
But hey, we got back up again.
Yeah. Yeah, damn. That's a lesson I learned from the streets, man. You get knocked down, you get back up. Depending on who knocked you down. Sometimes you need to stay the fuck down.
And they're
but-
never gonna break it down. I get knocked down.
Yeah.
I get up again.
I didn't know they had a jukebox.
Anyway,
We're gonna get copyrighted, guys.
anyway,
And
I spent all my gold on this ascot, so
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
Sargon, I will fork over gold if I can share the paper with you.
Oh,
it's an
I'll buy-
it's an individual thing.
I whisper so Huckleberry can't hear.
maybe.
I don't think he heard us, so I think we're good.
Yeah,
Heart signs.
so damn, I'm pretty tired, guys. What time do we want to meet down here? Or are you guys staying with me, I guess?
At this point,
we should look for
you
Thorn.
see Thorn hobbling over, kind of using the chairs and tables as support as he kind of makes his way through, and he says, "Oh, here you guys are. It's kind of crowded in here. Thought I lost you for a second. I procured us some rooms. I know the guy here, and he's an old friend of mine, so it's on the house. At least
Nice.
for a couple days."
Probably.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Who the
HP,
hell is this?
this is our friend Thorn.
Thorn.
And that Rook will kind of lower his voice. This is the mender that Zoo talked about, but maybe keep it on the down low that this is a mender.
Yeah.
In
Rumor
fact,
has it
just
he has a
forget
hot-
that he said that. This is just our friend Thorn.
Forgot the second you heard it, man. Thorn, Huckleberry Diamond Hand, son of Huckleberry Diamond Hand. Good to meet you, man.
It's good to meet you too. And taking in his appearance, he has pretty pale skin, stringy black hair, looks really sickly, honestly, and is kind of barely moving around. Has a few scars across his face and neck, and he gives you a handshake, but it is the limpest. It is the limpest you've ever had. He says, "And are you familiar with these fine people here, or just a drinking buddy? What's going on?"
Yeah, I guess we become familiar with each other. Speaking of which, Thorn, I noticed your hands. It seems like you probably could use some moisturizer. I tell you what, I got this paper full of tips and tricks. It's called the Hollister Herald. It's got health tips, it's got magic tips, and probably a way to freshen up your hands and maybe strengthen that handshake. I tell you what, for 1 gold a lifetime, you get a lifetime subscription to the Hollister Herald. You just got to sign here, and you're going to be informed of the latest gossip around Hollister.
Roll a persuasion with advantage. The moisturizer thing got to
Poor Thorin's self-conscious.
18.
18. He looks over at the rest of the group. Hey guys, can I borrow some money?
Rook will
Me
fork
too.
over another gold.
All right.
Becky
Yeah,
and I are...
he'll hand over the gold and sign over his name.
Sargon, if you wanna share the paper, I'll hand you a gold.
I will take it
All right.
and wink.
Man, fellas, this was meant to be. Us to all run into each other here in the pork roast or spit roast. Man, I've already forgot where we were at. I've been having so much fun.
The spit and swallow.
Spit and swallow, right? 2 things I'm not. What? Yeah, guys. That gets me thinking about stuff, but I'm sure I'll be able to tell you about that some other time. Sounds
It
like a
reminds
time.
me of it reminds me of peacetime in the sister cities. And Sargon stares up at the sky like he's looking at a thought box.
Man. These sister cities sound nice, Sargon.
Imagine Hollister, but 2 of them.
I don't know if I could take 2 Hollisters. I don't think I could sell that many
No.
papers.
Oh, you're doing a good job tonight.
I needed a compliment. You don't know how long it's been since I've got myself a good compliment. Well, fellas,
I have no response for that.
I'm awful tired. Maybe it's time for bed.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's time to retire as well.
So
Zoo, by the way, there's no more in here. Here you go. I'll hand back.
You
the
drink all.
alchemy
It has
jug.
not been that long. It's not been long.
The whole
I
time
will
we've been
literally,
talking,
I'll
he's just
turn and
been-
pour it out, and literally, like a couple drops come out. And, oh my gosh!
I think it's about time for me to head to bed.
You think that's
Thorin,
bad?
where are the rooms?
They're upstairs. It's rooms 5 through 9.
Perfect.
You might have
Thank
to
you.
One or 2 of you might have to share.
Oh,
I can
I'm
only work my
Thorin and I-
magic
perfectly
so
okay
much.
with sharing.
We should probably do something about our little friend here. And he points down at Portobello, who's just standing in the middle of the inn, totally flabbergasted, just kind of looking around at everything and everyone, just totally out of his element.
Zoo, you'll
I'm
take
sure-
care
I'm-
of him, won't you?
Yeah, I'll walk over, and I'll leave you guys. I'll walk over. Portobello, it's time to go to bed, and I'll pick him up and start walking towards the rooms.
Yeah, he doesn't put up a fight. He seems pretty tired. All the walking today really got to him. Thorn will speak up, and he says, around midday tomorrow, I got a friend I need to meet. I spoke with the innkeep, Eldon. He's a friend of mine, and he's sending a message to Archdeacon Malchus Dorn. He's an old friend of mine that has some sway and influence here in the city. Will be able to get us into the sanctum where I can report our findings, hopefully, without any drama. Last time I left the sanctum, I wasn't exactly welcome back. So we'll see how it goes.
Have you left any place on good terms, Thorin?
No.
What exactly happened?
Appreciate the
So you
honesty.
left Pineborough on good terms.
What happened
least-
with the sanctum?
Well, it's the sanctum is where us menders here at the Empire are raised. It's not exactly comfortable living, and my sister and I have been in and out of the cells for varying reasons growing up. But the last time I was here, I objected to my sister's recent appointment. And they didn't take too kindly to that.
So tomorrow we gotta talk to this Archdick Marcus Bourne, and then we'll seal something, right?
Aye. Any plan's better than no plan.
You have
I'll
heart,
be around,
Huckleberry, I'll give you that.
Thanks, Harbards.
Just harbards, not bards.
It'll be
It's,
past midday, so if you have any errands you want to run beforehand, be my guest. But we'll meet up here when everyone's ready.
Sounds good. I know you said back in Pineborough, Thorn, that New Korrenna is a particularly dangerous place for menders. Do you want somebody to stay with you at all times, just in case?
And it might not be a bad idea. Other
Not
menders
really.
are often looking to increase their standings, and one way to do that, you just see Ford just hunched over, coughing. He's not looking too great. One way about to increase a mender's standing is to kill another mender. Menders have the ability to take the etchings of the cracks they've closed on an individual's soul. They can claim them as their own and therefore increase their notoriety. It's not incredibly common, but it does happen, especially here. So I wouldn't mind a guard or two.
I could guard you as well.
Aye. If anybody starts asking questions, having somebody that's such a strong believer in Ixiel near you at all times should help, especially in this place.
I'd agree.
So Thord heads up to bed. The rest of you have the night ahead of you. You can rest. You can do what you need to do.
How late is it?
Probably around like 9
Oh,
at this point.
All right.
9 at night.
I'll do some shopping in the morning.
In the interest of
Zoo-
getting rid of exhaustion levels, Rook will go to bed like you did.
Well, I don't think I have much left to do tonight, so I'll go with Thorn up.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to do before we move on to the next day?
And I think most of us are good.
Huckleberry just gives Zoo what room he's staying in and tells him to come wake up. And before Huckleberry goes to bed, he does 200 burpees.
Nice.
Impressive.
With the nunchucks in his hands the whole time, or not?
The nunchucks are in his hands the whole time.
Just doing like twirls with him as he's doing it.
Every time he comes up.
Yep.
I love it.
I do want to, before we go to bed, I do want to look at my newspaper and examine it. That way, in the morning, I want to see if it changes.
Same.
Okay.
I give
As-
ours to Harbard.
I couldn't keep a hold of it. And Harbard will immediately go to the fighting tips and tricks and is going to start pointing out what is wrong with every single one of them.
All right. And with that, the night ends, and morning soon finds all of you. Looking at the pieces of parchment you were all given, you do see that they have indeed updated with fresh, new articles and all new news.
Is the fighting tips and tricks, are they better tonight than they were last night?
Actually, most of the paper is taken up by a single story of a multi-cart pileup at one of the main intersections in Hollister. So.
Certainly, I hope most people are okay. That's a terrible thing to have happened.
There was a 9-year-old have a compound fracture in his leg. Never gonna walk the same.
Such a bright rodeo career in front of him.
He did.
Was there a cause of the pileup?
They were actually reading the Hollister Herald and carding.
Oh.
Yeah,
We all need to roll
carding.
D100s.
they were
We
they
need
were
to roll
they were
D100s.
they were distracted.
Distracted carding.
Why are we rolling D100s?
One sec.
Oh,
Yeah, it's you, does.
Roll.
is that like millimeters for you?
What?
That was just
What?
percentage die. I was just rolling
Oh.
percentage.
Percentage of what?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it, Scott. Don't worry about it.
Don't look at
Uh-oh.
the
In my
chat.
mind, anything above 25%, I was good to go.
In more ways than one.
Ripping, bro. So I guess yeah, Zoo. He'll get up. He'll take Portobello down. He'll get some breakfast. Give Portobello a rat to eat, and wait for everyone to come down because he doesn't have to sleep as long since he's an elf.
All right. Eventually, all of you wake up and head down into the main tavern area of the inn. The morning is yours to do with what you will. You have until later in the day for the alleged meeting. So, does anyone have any plans or any errands you want to run all of the city?
Becker would like to inquire about where there might be like a magic shop nearby.
Okay.
Zoo is also interested in that. I also want to talk to Hardbard. Hardbard.
Yes, how can I help, Zoo? I apologize for drinking the whole flask last night. It was a long journey. Hadn't had anything to drink for a while.
I've no problem. It's just I've never seen anyone do that before. I was taken aback. But please, as we're traveling, if you ever need a drink, just let me know. The ale, it flows freely from my jug.
I'll
And
take
sounded-
you up on that offer.
sounded
You
kinda
should see
dirty.
how hard he hits the mayonnaise.
Anyway, what are we going to do about that Rothe?
That's a good question. We don't really have that much use for it in the city. I mean, we sold it once. I will admit, I kind of don't want to sell it again because I don't think we're gonna be staying in New Korrenna forever. It made travel once we got it much easier. The other thing is, I'm certain that it's gotten its fair share of, onlookers as we were traveling through the city, so, if anybody was a little, too curious, they might, I mean, if we're honest, it's not that hard to steal an animal, but I don't think that would happen.
The one good thing we have is I don't think that a Rothe is very common. I think it would stand out. I doubt there's any others in the city even.
You are correct. We definitely got a fair bit of gold when we sold it to the military. I mean, I guarantee you we could find exotic animals or something of the sorts somewhere in the city. It's big enough. I've seen other large cities have similar establishments. I would then again, New Korrenna is a little more landlocked than the others in the Empire. Oh, but it wouldn't hurt to at least look if we're planning to offload ourselves with it.
That's fair. You know what? I think I might take one or two of the group and maybe go venture and talk with the city guard. It also came to my mind that they might want to know what happened to their militiamen that were coming up from the south.
You're actually right. We probably should report that.
I think I would. Beckir mentioned something about wanting to go to the market. I think I'll go and talk with the military.
I'll go with Becker. I might be able to find something in terms of your exotic animals or whatnot.
Zoo, did you distribute the 50 gold that we picked?
I did not. I just threw it in my little bag.
He's the bank.
What if you all would like the 50 gold? I have no qualms.
I have no need of the money.
I guess there's 5 of
Sargon,
us.
on the
Yeah,
other hand, he might.
I'll give
need
everyone.
money.
Everyone gets 5 coins.
Sweet. Alright. You said 5
I'll
coins?
take it.
Yep.
Huckleberry, you're down with everybody.
Take that back. Everyone gets 10. My math was off. You all get 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just drinking an apple juice at the bar.
When Zoo distributes that 10 gold to the 5 of us that were previously the companions before you joined us, I'll take the 10 that he gave me and I'll give it to you.
Huh, what's this for, Rook?
What a guy.
Well, if you're joining us as an adventuring group, you might need to buy yourself some equipment or supplies. Seems like some of us might go shopping today.
Man, I appreciate the gesture, Rook, but I tell you what, all this fella needs is these nunchucks and some action once in a while, and I'm good to go.
All right.
You see, I know it looks like I like to drink juice, but for me, the action is the juice.
I'm sure we'll find ourselves in a hairy situation sooner rather than later.
You're always talking about advice from the newspaper, Huckleberry. Would you take some from an old dwarf?
You don't seem that old to me, Harbard, but yeah.
Always take the opportunity to get a little bit extra supplies. You'll never know when you're gonna need it.
I'll stock up on juice, old man.
Not what I meant, but whatever.
Old
Here,
dwarf.
I hear you're going to the market. Might I join you today?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, you're more than welcome to.
Zoo, I'll go with you if you're going to talk to the guard to let them know what happened on the way here.
I am.
Yeah, I'll go with Zoo as well. I don't need to be tempted to spend my new monies.
Okay, so
Thorn,
Huckleberry, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going with the old dwarf.
looks like he's joining us, Becker.
Right.
Thorn, you
Who's
should
got Thorn?
definitely stick with some of us.
I guess that'd be up to Thorn.
well, I can head in with Zoo to the guard. Having a mender might bolster his story. At the very least, give us some credence.
Make sure our claims are heard at least.
Shall we just meet up back here once we're done with our tasks then?
Aye.
It sounds good to me.
So Zoo and Sargon are heading to
And Rook.
and Rook. Zoo, Rook, Sargon,
Thorn.
and Thorn. What are you doing with Portobello?
He'll come with us.
Okay. Are you just having him walk out in the open?
How about he rides on Rook's shoulder?
Sure.
Put him on the
Well,
tallest
that won't
person
draw
to
any
stand
attention
even
to
more.
Well, no one's gonna. But see, that way, no one can just reach up and rip him off my shoulder and run away.
Fair.
That's true.
Fair.
I'll keep him.
And Becker, Harbard, and Huckleberry are heading to
We're
A
headed to the
magic shop?
marketplace.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you're all talking about this, the innkeeper, Eldon Marsh, he speaks up. He's an older man, probably in his 50s. And he kind of pipes up from behind the counter. He says, well, if you're looking for magic items, you can head to Saturnalia. It's a magic storefront here in the city. It's the nicest and most expensive magic items you can find around these parts.
Do they happen to have any enchanters in there?
Well, I've never been in myself, but could ask.
And where would this be?
This would it would be in it's in the noble quarters,
Right.
which is the so all of the districts are arranged in a semicircle pattern. So like the Imperial District is on the northern side of the city, and then there are semicircles encircling. So it's the Cathedral District encircling the Imperial District, and then the noble quarters, then the lower city, then the ports.
Okay.
The port district obviously is only on the eastern side, where the lock is located, but yeah, it's in the noble quarters, which is where most of the nicer shops are located. Anything you'd find in the lower city would be more day-to-day supplies that a almoner would be looking for, right?
Right.
But well, thank you for that bit of information. I'll flip him a gold coin.
He takes it greedily. His eyes go wide.
Hard will nudge Becker. Becker, word of advice. That's quite a bit of gold for the common folk. That's more than he'll probably see in at least 10 years.
Well,
that's an exaggeration.
Exaggeration, but
it'll be fine. I mean, it's his lucky day.
It also brings publicity towards us, and less people know that we're carrying that kind of cash, the better.
Rook hoists the mushroom person up onto his shoulder at 6'8" and says, "We're not gonna draw any attention, Harbard. Don't worry." Rook will take his gold pouch and before we split up, I'll hand Becker 100 gold pieces. If the magic shop happens to have any mana potions for sale, would you be willing to pick one up for me?
Certainly do that.
Thank you.
I will put that money away separately.
That is a lot of money.
You said how much did you say, Lang?
100 gold pieces.
Okay.
And before we leave, too, Rook will ask Eldon Marsh, the innkeep, would you mind if I put my alms box out here, on the bar, to see if any of your patrons would like to donate to a religious cause?
Of course.
You can keep
feel free.
you can keep 10% of any coinage.
I wouldn't dare.
He was going to do
It's
it
for
for free.
religious purpose.
Well, if anybody asks, it's for XCL, and I'll put my alms box up on the end of the bar counter. Maybe a little slate that's like donations for XCL.
All right. Anything else before you all separate?
No.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
Rook, if you guys get into trouble, just make a bird sound, okay? And I'll be there. Make a bird.
Okay.
Make a bird call.
Absolutely, with utmost certainty, and I say that in Sylvan, so it comes out. Whoo! Whoo!
Just like that.
Yeah.
Wow, was that what I sound like? Portobello says.
Don't worry, it's quite endearing.
I sound awful.
No, no, not poor Portobello.
Oh, Squilliam.
God, no.
No.
I don't
Oh,
want that.
man.
God.
Okay. So, as the group separates, we will go first with Becker, Harbard, and Huckleberry.
Brilliant.
As you all move up the rings of the city towards the noble district, things get a bit nicer. The road's a bit larger. The smell a bit more subdued, although still ever present. The people seem cleaner and more friendly as you move up. Nicer clothing. It does get a bit less crowded. It was rather almost shoulder to shoulder down in the lower city, but as you make your way up, it loosens up quite a bit. You do notice as you make your way towards the upper levels here, the religious iconography is more and more present. You see statues of Ixiel and the nature goddesses Nahiri and Nera, and a statue of Unadin, and so on and so forth. They decorate the streets. They're everywhere, and you even see every now and again individuals like knelt next to the statue in a short prayer. As you make your way fully into the noble district and make your way over to the market quarters, you see all sorts of exotic shops and different displays. there are like exotic pet shops and fine like wineries and all sorts of like jewelers shops and other such things. But eventually, winding your way in the center of this square is a building on its own, um, encased entirely in what appears to be a, not a mockery, but a symbol of the limestone walls, Ixiel's walls outside the city. It seems to be carved from the same substance. This shop with the name Saturnalia engraved into the stone itself. You see you see one or two people walk in and out, but it's not super busy.
It says Saturnalia.
I see that. Looks to be that there's not going to be much of a line. That's good.
What can we get here?
It could also mean that, even for us, we're probably shopping a little bit too much.
I'm not really in the market for anything new, just kind of inquiring about something.
Yeah, I was just following you guys. This part of town seems a little bourgeoisie for old Huckleberry, but I'm along for the ride. What can I say?
And you get a little taste of the high class.
Yeah, my taste buds. I got such a low threshold for. Hey, you know what? Let's go into this place, huh?
Right.
Very well.
Lane's camera went off. Oh, there
There
it
he
is.
is.
Back on.
My bad.
He was dead, then he was alive, and he's dead again. He's alive.
I'm back, baby.
You're good. As you enter, immediately your eyes are assaulted by all of these shining pieces of armor and weaponry and all of these incredibly expensive looking items as you make your way in. But besides all of that, the thing that catches your attention the most is the person behind the counter. You see, dressed in a fine red robe with white accents, white fur, and a what appears to be a red cap of some kind on his head, is a Kenku. But a Kenku a type of which you've never seen before. No, it doesn't appear to have the same structure. The wings are a bit different. They almost appear flipper-like. The feathers are white and black. This appears to be...
Yes.
You've heard tale of the Panku, an inhabitant of Icetown in the Deep South. These penguin Kenku thrive in the cold, and it seems a bit odd to see one here.
Oh, man.
The Penku sees all of you and gets really excited and kind of like puffs up his chest and he says, "Oh, welcome to my shop. I am Saint Nick. It is a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances."
Yes! Saint Nick the Panku from Icetown? No. Oh my gosh!
Holy shit!
Oh,
With a deep southern drawl.
Well, if there is anything I can help you with, feel free to ask.
Well, I appreciate that, Saint Nick. A quick question. I have this. I'll produce the bow that I got repaired. This seems to have been enchanted at one point in time. I was wondering if I could perhaps have it re-enchanted.
Oh, this is a mighty fine piece you got here. Well, it seems like the enchantment is still engraved in the item. It's just dormant. Waking this up would be something I could do. It will cost you coin.
How much are we looking?
He takes the bow and is moving his flipper across the runes engraved on it, and after thinking for a bit, well, I would be able to do this for a mere 400 gold.
Right. Well, unfortunately, I didn't bring that much in with me today, but that's good to know for future reference. I do suppose, other than that, do you sell potions here?
Well, I do.
How much would
What are you looking for?
Oh, just a standard healing potion.
A standard healing potion would run you about 50.
50? I wonder if
God, are they tariffed or something? Jeez.
they're typically expensive. Trey, would I be able to discern if these prices are exorbitantly high or if that's about right for the market of potions and the such?
From your understanding, I'm not gonna make you roll for this. You would have an idea of this, living across the continent. It's not unreasonable. It seems you're not getting a deal on it, but it seems to be standard pricing.
All right.
You're not getting ripped off, but it's
Okay.
it's definitely he's definitely not lowering the price for you.
Well, that's understandable. We probably look like a bit of riffraff walking in here. Rook did say 1, so I don't want to be spending any more of his gold. So I'll take 1.
One healing potion.
And over 50 gold from Rook's stash.
All right. And yeah, he hands you the healing potion.
All right. Do you two have any questions? You want to look around?
I'm just browsing, thank you very much.
Yeah, Saint
You have
Nick.
quite a good selection here.
Might be a place we can frequent later, but
Question, where do you source most of your materials? I find it, a little harder for a city such as New Korrenna to get as much trade as the others in the kingdom.
Well, my friend, it isn't traded goods. It is my own personal collection. I have been adventuring for quite some time, and these are all my personal affixes.
It is quite impressive. Impressive indeed for you to have gathered this much.
Well, I wasn't titled saint for nothing.
Of course. Yes. Why don't you tell me some more? I'm not quite as interested in items as those, but if you would regale me with some of the stories behind them, I would love to hear that.
Well, over here, and he points towards a shelf of gems. Uh, there are several blue sapphires, yellow diamonds, and emeralds. These are all captured elementals. They can be released at any time for assistance. I want a long time ago, and he goes into a story of how, with his adventuring group, they stopped a tide of elementals from destroying a city and managed to. There was a fire monarch that they fought, and they managed to defeat it, and they managed to capture several of the others for later use. That some of them were never used, and he says that this was all over by Garland.
Okay.
Hey, Nikki, would you know anything about presents? You see, I haven't got my old lady a present in a long time. I'm talking something to show her I still think about her. What would you have up that alley? And my budget is like 5 gold.
Well, 5 gold isn't really the price range of this shop, but you may be able to find something down in the lower district.
You don't think I'm bourgeoisie enough for an establishment like this, Nikki? Sorry, I don't know why I'm
Bourgeoisie is 5 gold, then yes.
You know, Nikki, I just thought you being a saint and all that you might help a brother out. You see, I haven't seen the missus in about 5 days now, and I just want to make sure she still remembers me.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh shit.
Durr.
Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie.
Love it.
Oh my god.
Duh.
Damn.
Now, what was your name again?
Man, that was HB Diamond Hands, Nikki.
HB Diamond Hands. I remember faces, and I think I will remember yours. I will keep my ears open for anything that might interest you. How about that? And you come back,
Perhaps
and
pudding.
I'll let you know.
Man, now I know why they call you a saint, Nikki. You know, I remember feathers, and I remember your flaps, so I'll see you soon.
Is there anything else you guys want to shop for here?
Nope.
You know, after hearing that story of them elementals, how might at least one of the minor elementals be running?
Is Harbard Southern now?
I noticed that too.
I think we all got osmosis.
Gimeth came out there for a second.
It's hard not to absorb a southern accent into it.
An elemental gem would run you around 900 to 1,000 gold pieces.
But seems
chump
about right. Oh,
And that seems a little high. It definitely seems like he's kind of pissed off at you guys right now.
Damn it, Huckleberry!
Very well. Well, we do wish you a good day, sir, and I think we will bid you adieu.
Well, if any of you happen upon a fortune or have any rich friends, send them my way.
Any rich friends?
Thank you for your time, Saint Nick.
Yeah, Nikki. Catch you later.
Yeah.
That is not how I thought that interaction would
Holy fucking shit.
Good lord.
I got 5.
Dude, dude, you guys would have gotten a discount if Rook was there with you. We would have been like, "Oh, cousin, it is so nice to see another bird."
I'm so sad I didn't get to be there. For
Hey,
you.
we ain't left New Korrenna yet. We ain't left yet.
And I
It's
didn't
true.
I didn't spend all your gold, so if you want another potion.
Oh, I'll be back for another potion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
Oh,
going.
man.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay. So, moving on, to Zoo, Rook, Sargon, and the others. Where are you headed? So there's multiple options, right? There are there's some barracks stationed in each of the rings of the city that you could head to. The actual like upper military structures are in the Imperial District, like administrative military and the hand.
Okay.
They're all located in the Imperial District, which you heard is currently closed, but you haven't seen that yet. Your only other options are head to any of the barracks that are lined across, but these are just you might find an officer there, but for the most part, it's just going to be rank and file soldiers.
Yeah, I think we probably want to go try and find an officer.
Yeah. Wherever Thorn thinks is best.
Well, I don't think it's wise to head up to the Imperial District gates and to just show my face off. So maybe one of the barracks around here is the best plan. I'm not sure. Whatever you think is all best.
Why would the gates be turned off at seeing you? I guess he told us. He kind of told us why. Like he pissed off. Yeah. Okay.
Kind of argued with the higher ups when they sent his sister out to Pineborough.
So, yeah, we can go. Yeah, let's just go to a barracks.
Okay. Rather easy to find. You find a soldier and he points you in the direction, and eventually you wind your way over to one of the barracks is located in the lower city. There are extra. It seems like this building is rather fortified for being a urban barracks. It definitely seems like they have encountered unruly mob out in the streets before and have taken precautions against that for the future. As you make your way in, there is you see a couple of soldiers filing in and out, and you see what appears to be like a secretary's desk over in the corner, who kind of spots all of you and notices that you're not in uniform and kind of raises his eyes over to look at all of you and says, "Oh, can I help all of you?"
Yes, we are. Is a superior, is an officer available?
Let me check my ledgers here. One moment. He's out patrol. Well, I don't know. You could ask Yelric. Officer Yelric. He is he's currently on patrol of the walls, but should be back in the hour if you'd like to stay.
That would be. I think that would be advantageous for both you all and also for us.
Aye.
So are you just waiting around?
Yeah, I was just waiting for him to show up.
All right. Eventually, you see all the soldiers are dressed up in fine leathers, nothing too crazy. But you see Yelric come in half plate. He's kind of just talking to one of his men near him, kind of in a hushed tone as he walks up, and he kind of sees all of you just standing around the entranceway of the barracks here, and he says, "Oh, can I help you with anything?"
Yes. We recently were traveling up north from south, from Pineborough, and we encountered the militia that were leaving from Trevelyan to head to New Korrenna. They left Pineborough before our adventuring group did. You see, we are guild members. We were working for the guild in Pineborough. And anyway, we followed them north, maybe a day behind them or so. And throughout their journey, they were harried by gnolls. I'm sure that you have heard the reports of the gnolls in the hill country. And anyway, we came upon battles and skirmishes that they had until we came upon a large-scale battle. I regret to inform you that the militia was wiped out utterly and completely by the gnoll incursion.
He's kind of just staring at you for a few moments. Militia from Trevelyan? What the hell's are you talking about?
Oh, they said they were recalled to New Korrenna.
Recall? For what?
It wasn't a particularly large force, but the entire force was wiped out.
I hadn't heard of any recall. I don't know why there would be a recall in the first place. If anything, there should be soldiers being sent down to Trevelyan. Are you... Are you sure?
Perhaps you could take us to meet with some of the higher-ups. They might want to hear this information.
I guess
we are positive they were.
Trevelyan has been waylaid by gnolls. I don't understand why a force would be leaving Trevelyan.
I picked up that ripped up and destroyed banner piece from the first battle site that we came across, and I'll take it out and show it to him. Is this
he's staring at it kind of like in disbelief.
This was the standard of the first battle we found.
Did you know Commander Tegan? He was the commander of the force that came north.
I've heard of him. I've never met the man, but he was an officer in Trevelyan.
He is the one that we had dealings with.
This leads credence to your story. And Thorin.
Glad I took notes, baby.
Thorin kind of pipes up, and he says, "Well, I can corroborate. Corroborate? Yeah.
Yep.
All of this. As a mender, I bore witness to all of this and put my word behind it. And, the officer kind of gives him a nod at acknowledging his presence for the first time, almost not even realizing he was there, and turns to the rest of you and says, "Well, where on the road did you say this was?"
Sargon, Rook, do you have an idea of how far south we were when we came across this battlefield?
The main battlefield site was probably 3-4 days north of Pineborough.
Yeah, you give your estimate for where you think it was at on the road. And the officer kind of like shakes his head a bit and says, "Well, I thank you for this information. I'll be sure to pass it along to my superiors and the hand and see if they can do a run by on their Pegasus and see if what you say is true, which I do not doubt your words, but this is an issue if true.
It is, we heard reports in the south that there is a strong portal dancer that was leading this incursion, one by the name of Skulls. Perhaps your hand should know that as well.
We met a few of the hand down in Pineborough after after they seemed to have lost a member to an incursion of gnolls. They, I think, were hunting the skulls, but if you're sending a message on to them, the members we met there were Sir Garrick, Sir Arlen, and Sir Gwyneth.
Are these hands, are they almost like semi-celebrities, like in the military then?
Yeah, 100%. They're not even really a part of the military branch here. They're the like the honor guard of the Pope Emperor or the
I love the Pope Emperor, dude. I love it.
So funny.
yeah, and they don't really, they only answer to either the leaders within their own ranks or the Pope Emperor himself. They don't really answer or are a part of the military, although they do work with them quite often.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks at all of you and says, "Well, thank you for all of this. Is there any other information you can give me? Any other insights?"
I think that portal dancer Skulls was most likely involved, just given the sheer number of the Knoll battle site. I think you told, I can't remember how many you said. You told us the number when it had happened. It was like hundreds of gnolls that were.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't get a firm count, but like you could tell it was hundreds of gnolls.
Yeah.
All right. Any other anything else you want to convey or do here? And you see he
If
is
you need a good,
frantically he is frantically writing all of this down and kind of actually getting ready to write up to the Imperial District.
Yeah. If you do need to get in contact with us, my name is Zoo Seltra. Do not, if you need me, I'll be in the city for most likely a few more days.
Hi.
No.
I am Rook,
And
and
where
this
are you
is
all staying?
Argon.
So right now we're in the Spit and Swallow.
Staying at the Spit Swallow.
It's not called that.
But if you know of other arrangements that might be more suited for a high-level adventuring party, please let us know.
Of course. Thank you for all of this information. And you see he is like he told one of his subordinates to go and get his horse, and he's getting ready to take off. All right. Anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
I'd say that went pretty well.
Okay.
I guess we'll head back. We'll head back to the Spit and Swallow Inn.
Swallow in.
Swallow, like the bird, damn it. Okay. So, are all of you meeting up then?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Eventually, all of you meet back up at the Spit and Swallow. Eldon Marsh shows you all to a side room that is used for birthdays and special events and weddings. You know, no, not really those things, but it is a side room that
Birthdays and weddings.
that's a little more private.
Hell of a venue. The Spit and Swallow.
Yeah, they
A private room at the Spit and Swallow.
Yeah.
eventually, as you all gather, Thorin speaks up and he says, I've heard back. The Archdeacon has agreed to meet with all of us. His position is currently it's not fortunate currently. He is in opposition of the current emperor. Let's just say when the last one died, the person who was supposed to inherit did not inherit.
That's got to be a complicated situation. I thought that the succession of the Pope Emperor here was quite a assured thing ahead of time.
Well, it's decided rather barbarically, honestly. Two successors are chosen by the Pope Emperor. They learn, live, eat, and are adopted by him. However, the favored participant... I'm getting ahead of myself. The two participants, once the Pope Emperor dies, fight to the death. The winner reigns. And the winner wasn't... They weren't what everyone was expecting. And there have been issues with the nobles. Let's just say they backed the wrong horse, and there's a bit of political instability. My friend, Archdeacon Malchus Dorn is on the wrong side of that. And so, with all of that in mind, we're meeting up in the Port District. He has a contact there that will facilitate our meeting.
Okay.
Hopefully all goes well. I haven't seen him in years. We didn't exactly leave on the best of circumstances, but
Seems to be your style.
He wouldn't by chance want you killed, would he?
no, killed, no.
Seriously maim or injure?
That, yes.
Hmm.
He owes me a few licks, but no, we're friends. We're friends. And as he's saying that, it's almost like he's trying to convince himself.
So you're saying this could be a trap?
Maybe.
I suppose we will spring it, no?
I guess.
We've survived trolls and gnolls, and as Portobello here on my shoulder, like, I'm sure we can survive whatever they might have waiting for us in the Port District.
Good old
And maybe
Swiss-
everything will go well.
Well, unless anyone else has any ideas, then we'll go ahead with this, see where it leads.
Lead the way.
Sounds good to me.
This plan's better than no plan.
All right. Well, hopefully I can find my way there. We've been there before. We have there's a fishery here. They are called they're called Long and John Silvers Incorporated. I've heard. They have an abandoned warehouse that has been used from time to time for.
Wait a
You got it.
minute. That brings us to tonight's sponsor, diarrhea.
Tonight's sponsor, literal dog shit.
Speaking of which, can we take a break?
No, no, no.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Maybe.
Is he though? Is he?
Dude,
Probably not.
someone's gotta take a break of the of some kind. I'm sure. You're just fighting your inner demons right now, aren't you, Scotty?
Dude, I'm fighting my inner demons all the time.
Good man.
And trust me, I've lost more than once.
Those are some strong demons.
All right. So, as you all begin to wind your way through the streets, farther and farther into poverty, you eventually hit the port district, and not the nice side of the port district either. This is where the homeless go to die.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Alrighty then.
Eventually, you find yourselves next to a very seedy, run-down warehouse of some kind on the Brennan Lock here. The structure seems to not really be sound. It looks like a strong wind would tear this whole building down. But the doors are currently closed, and how you approach this is up to you. I'd say the structure is around. It's pretty large. It's probably around like 4 or 5 times the size of the inn. It's a rather large building with a single floor, and there do appear to be windows on the front-facing side, where it appears to be there is some kind of like offices or something on the front, and then the actual warehouse part of it seems to be completely closed off.
Okay.
I feel at
Only
home
just
here,
about-
fellas.
Oh, is this what the cinnamon lion is like? HB?
This is what it's like outside the doors of the Cinnamon Lion.
You know, I
We'll
heard.
be lucky.
You know, I heard a man came into the city once in these very docks and just went up to a beggar and slapped him and broke their neck. It's a horrible ordeal.
Horrible fate.
You know, there's a fella do that right outside the Cinnamon Lion. His name was
Maybe it's the same fella.
I think his name was Nessie.
He
No,
gets around.
Archie. Yeah, Archibald.
Archibald.
That's right.
That must be the
Maybe we'll
same
meet him
one.
day.
Boy, that fella. He had a strong slap.
That's what I hear. Local legend.
You know what I didn't like though? I didn't like the look in his eye after he did it.
Yeah.
It looked like he liked it too much, you know. Why, you thinking of slapping one of these homeless fellas, Becker?
No,
He cut out there, HB. He cut out.
I think it's a good thing he cut out.
No, just pointing out something I had heard here once.
Oh yeah, you're not thinking about slapping one of these poor fellows, right?
No. Not them.
That wouldn't be very neutral good of you.
No.
Right.
Should we make an entrance, or should we scout this place out and make sure it's safe first?
Oh, I think we should just go in and come up may.
Stealth optional.
Yeah, if Thorin says there is not going to be a problem, then I trust him.
Yeah, and if there is a problem, I'm itching for some action.
This Long John Silver's warehouse just seems like an awfully strange place for an archdeacon to set up a meeting, I guess.
Yeah, who are we looking for anyway? Like Archdick Marcus or something like that?
Darth Marcus. He's on the moon of Duxon.
His name's Malchus Dord, and
Malchus. That's
The
right.
his son and I were
Moon's
friends
haunted.
for a while. We would he'd help us out with getting some pain relief, and he'd set the meetings for us here.
I know all about pain relief.
Yeah, he didn't. What do you mean by pain relief? Wow, that was incorrect.
Well,
What do you mean by pain relief?
Like ibuprofen?
at the sanctum, we would go through numerous trials and tribulations. Some of it not at all pleasant. So we had to cope somehow. And the Archdeacon helped us out when we needed it.
Yeah, that's not the same reason. We got to the same conclusion, but under different circumstances.
I'm getting to know you. I believe that.
Yeah, so let's bust this party, huh?
Yeah. Is there a main front door?
Yeah. So there's a front door that seems to lead into like an entry, like an entrance area where they have like what appear like through the windows you see on like the front facing part of it. It appears to be like the front of the warehouse where they have a
Yeah.
correspondence or like a secretary or something up front. But besides that, it's hard to tell to that.
Zoo, do you want Portobello coming in with us?
I fear that if we leave him out here, he might wander off and go missing. It might be for the best that he comes with us.
Wow, guys, that's a lot of water.
Mm-hmm.
As he looks out on the lock from the port, just the water going off into the distance. I've
You
never
like water?
seen something like this before. Can I hang out here?
Uh-oh.
Question: Is the lock big enough to see to the other side?
No,
Okay,
you cannot see the other side.
okay. I was gonna say something about the ocean, but
Can
eh.
Portobello float?
You've never seen him swim, so hard to say.
We'll try that later.
Maybe in a shallower body of water.
If we're at Long John Silver's, does Portobello have to order a kid's meal?
That's a very good question.
Dude, I think a kid's meal at Long John Silver's would indeed be rats and frogs, for sure. Pretty accurate.
Popcorn frog.
That's just the menu of the brunch.
We're gonna get a cease and desist.
You do not want to know what's in those hush puppies, man.
It's Panku. No.
No.
My constituents, no.
I did that reference.
Oh.
Poisoned by my constituents.
Are we just gonna go in then?
Oh yeah, Rook's gonna go open the front door. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's do it.
All right. Opening the front door, you see that this is indeed like a receptionist kind of area where they deal with commerce coming in and out of the warehouse. Does appear to be abandoned. There are numerous broken and shattered pieces of chairs and furniture, ledgers across the floor of a now defunct business. Lana John Silvers is long dead and gone in this world. You even see a you know what? Everyone roll a investigation check for me.
All right.
21.
Investigation, you say?
16 for Rook.
Nice.
11 for our bard.
Zoo got an 18.
9 for Becker.
Fargon, you notice that although it seems like they're just from the way the dust coats things and the way the door lock didn't seem nearly as affixed as before. It seems like someone's been here relatively recently. Which makes sense.
Sargon. Yeah. Got it.
But besides that, nothing else really catches your eye.
Sargon will run his mummy wrapped white finger across like a crate or something and then pull up some dust on the tip of it and he'll give it a lick and like toss it around his mouth and he goes, someone has been here recently.
I mean, I sure hope so. Aren't we supposed to be meeting somebody here?
I only present what I know, Harbard.
I trust your instincts, lad.
Hello? Is anybody in here?
No answer. The so there is another door that seems a bit sturdier that leads into the rest of the warehouse from where you're at.
Thorn, are you sure this was the right meeting time?
Yeah, I think so, unless they're running late or something.
Do they usually just meet you out here in the front area, or do you have a secret hatch that you need to go into?
We usually meet by the meat lockers in the back, but
that sounds perfectly
never
legal.
Never with the archdeacon himself. He usually facilitates these things. Never really arrives himself, but times change. He's
Well,
fallen from grace. So.
we ought to go to the back at least to check. Not stand around here in the front.
Hi.
I
guess we'll truck on.
Yeah. Sargon will volunteer to go in first.
Watch yourself. Don't step on anything dangerous.
Maybe nothing dangerous should step on me.
Zoo kind of gives like a interesting, like he doesn't show it to anyone, but he just kind of okay.
Almost, one could even say Sargon's telling us not to tread upon him.
Oh God.
I can go a lot of
As
places
you
I'm not
enter-
going to.
As you enter, you see that the rest of the warehouse, you see that it's kind of like an open plan, and you can kind of see to the back, but it is segmented into different parts. There is like the production lines where the fish is prepared and gutted and processed, and you see what appears to be what were once the giant carcasses of a very large fish of some kind hanging in the back, like almost like cow carcasses hanging off hooks, but
Like a horror movie where
yeah, but
there's
but
always
it's all
something hiding.
all the
Yeah.
all the meat has now
Yeah.
since rotted away, and it is just fish bone hanging.
Hey, fellas, I've been in a couple fights that I was pretty sure I wasn't gonna win before, and all of them started in a place like this.
Well, you're still alive, so that tells you something.
Yeah, but you know what? If I die here, I feel like I'm dying with my brothers. You guys got
Dude
that?
does the same look that he gave
People that you just met.
Yeah. Yeah, I acclimate quickly.
Hey, can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to scan this room full of fish bones.
Yeah. Sorry, Sargon. Sometimes I think out loud.
As the
Bobbing
No, I'm
and
trying to
as-
see
as-
you.
Thorn kind of rolls his eyes at all of this, and he says, "Look, I've been here plenty of times. I'm sure that it is perfectly safe." And as he stops and looks up at one of the hooks, and sees what appears to be a man on one of the hooks, rather bulbous with blue skin, like almost like asphyxiated, and very nice ceremonial garb. As he looks up at his former friend, the Archdeacon, hanging
Oh.
dead from one of the hooks.
Sargon, did you see this?
Were we too loud for you to be able to look up?
I cannot see when you're talking.
When you're talking.
He looks like a fish. You gotta give me credit there. He's blue.
Hey, have some sympathy. Thorin just lost a companion.
Yo, guys,
my
I think
God.
that's
With
Marcus Bourne.
with that and the sounds of what appear to be running patterings of feet behind you rushing into the building. I think we're gonna end it with that. That's a
Oh,
great ending.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Not entirely different from the last time I was at a Long John Silver's.
Really not that different.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
man.
good, dude.
Oh.
fantastic.
Comedy.
Hey, I think good first session, guys. That was good.
Yeah.
What a RP.
Well done.
Glad to have
Hey.
glad to have Huckleberry.
Yeah.
HP and
Welcome.
Dude, I'm excited,
Glad
Jay.
to the fold.
Guys,
I'm
so
glad we got your
Huckleberry's
backstory out of the
girlfriend
way.
is named Rosa Monday. And it's almost like you guys are called the Rose Brothers, you know?
Well, we do want to thank everybody who joined us today for sure. And
Yeah,
we want
thanks
to
for
make
coming
sure
and
to look us up on Twitter, Instagram, and also TikTok.
On the Facebook page will be coming out soon.
Yep.
And be sure to check out the sponsor of this video, Long John Silver.
Yeah.
John Silver's.
If you can still find one that's open, you're lying.
Weirdly
There's
enough,
one open around me.
Weirdly enough, there is one that is by my work.
Yeah, I'm not even lying. There's one close by me.
It's not turned into
That
a...
is- That is crazy. That 2 of the 3 Long John Silvers in existence are by you guys. Why?
They're holding out. Don't let the flames die out.
Yeah.
Are they like
Also-
Kintako huts too? Like,
Yeah.
No, they're tied to a KFC.
yeah,
The one
I
by
think-
me.
I think this one's
It's a
definitely
Kintako
No.
hut. Half of it's
This
a
one-
Long John Silver. The other half is a dumpster dumping ground. It's
This one's actually a full-on Long John Silver in of itself.
Huh?
our first episode. We've made a corporate enemy. Fantastic.
Scott's right. Usually they're connected to a Korrenna
We-
fried chicken.
We may or may not have more.
You guys
money
haven't
than
been over to
Long
that
John
side of the
Silver at
building
this
yet.
Dude, we know we made it when Jack in the Box sponsors us. Ain't that right, Jay?
True. True.
No.
Trey will be able to die happy if that happens.
No, we'll die early and young if we're sponsored by Jack in the Box, bro.
So
man.
Yum Brands sold Long John Silver's in 2011.
Oh,
So they wanted to focus on their stronger brands, KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. That's sad.
Yeah, that's a really strong lineup they got there.
Yeah, it's a nice draft pick. Yeah.
Fuck.
Good God.
Also, be on the lookout for some prologue episodes of us about another adventure that we had in the World of Terus.
It will be formatted a little bit differently.
Yep, those will be formatted a
Video
little
content.
differently. That will also contain some world lore as well. So if you want to learn more about Terus, make sure to look up those. Those should be coming out within the next foreseeable future.
The prologue will be entirely audio based, so
Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends, and catch us next week.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more about Hollister, just for 1 gold coin, you can buy a subscription to the Hollister Herald, baby.
Dude, imagine if we actually made and monetized something like that, where we just have
yeah.
like a
that's
fake
merch.
newspaper.
That's merch right there.
It costs a literal gold coin, so
It's literally just an app, and Jaden just updates it every day.
Yeah, and it's just Naruto smut.
Wow.
why did you go that way? You
Cut that, cut that,
many
cut that.
different directions.
Okay, yeah. See ya, fam.